adventure seeker na kagaya ko, whether by air, land, or water, meron kami yan. I'm Lea Latayan and this is my Batangas. This is what I do almost every day. Actually, I'm not afraid to try new things. But nowadays, mas madalas akong mag-bike. In fact, one of the biggest achievements na pwede kong maipagmalaki that I'm the first Filipina na nalibot ang Pilipinas with a bike. And it took me and Adrian Castillo 100 days to do it. Batangas is a good training ground for bikers, whether you're beginner, advanced, or professional. Okay, bago ko simulan yung bike ko today, kailangan ko muna ng isang masarap na kape. So, tara! Hi, Doc.
Hi, Lea.
Aga ko.
Morning, so early. Where are you going?
I have a big ride today in Gulugod, Baboy. By the way, this is Dr. Marchu Carstensen. She's one of my close friends. We had many activities together. One of it was Flight of Hope. That was way back 2015 during Yolanda tragedy. So she spearheaded this volunteer group. It's the reason why I'm here. She's a coffee enthusiast.
So, Lea, do you want me to prepare a great tasting cup of Barako coffee for you?
I can't wait.
Come. This is where I'm going to prepare your coffee.
Wow, okay, I'm excited.
This is a locally sourced coffee, Barako or Liberica. Now I'm going to show you how to prepare.
Okay.
There are several steps.
Tell me, how can I help?
Yeah, so I'm boiling the water, and then it's very important that you weigh it, okay? For me, this is what works. So 30 grams, and then you grind it. Can you do that for me?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
So now, while you're grinding the 30 grams of coffee, we have to wait for the water to boil. Before you put the coffee there, you have to remove the papery taste from the filter. You have to wash it with the boiling water, the hot water. Just be careful. And then you pour the 30 grams of coffee. You make a small indentation in the middle. When you pour, you start in the middle, and then around. So that's pre-extraction.
Okay.
So what's happening is that the taste of the ground coffee will be extracted. And then you pour again the second batch. And then slowly pour over it again. So this was invented to remove the bitter taste.
Actually, you mentioned invented. Maybe you can give me a little bit background of coffee.
Well, you know that Lipa became the coffee capital of the Philippines at one point in history because there was a fungal infestation in all the farms all over the world. We became the only source of coffee for 6 long months. And that's how we became famous, and we became the coffee capital of the Philippines and even the world for 6 months. Lea, you have to remember that you have to pour slow and low, because if you don't do that, the coffee will be too bitter. The importance of this is that you can really extract the sweetness from the coffee. Now we're done.
Okay, I'm excited to try it.
I'm going to pour the first best Barako coffee you've ever tasted.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, it's really good, and I can't really taste the bitter part of coffee.
You don't need sugar because you have extracted the sweetness from it. So it's really flavorful, right?
So now I'm really excited to do my ride because this coffee will give me more energy.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Here in Batangas, we're lucky to be surrounded by mountain. From beginners to advanced, maging mountaineer ka man o biker ka, meron ka mapupuntahan. So ngayon, nandito tayo ngayon sa Gulugod, Baboy, o tinatawag ng iba na pinagbanderahan.
Na yan daw po ay kami ay dumating dito ang Hapon ng 1942. Sinasakop kami ng Hapon, tinulungan kami ng Amerikano. Nanalo ang Amerikano. Nagtayo po siya ng bandera doon sa tapat na ito. Kaya po sinabing pinagbanderahan.
So Amerikano po yung nagtayo ng
Oo,
bandera.
Amerikano.
Tapos paano po yung mga foreigners po dito? Yung mga, kumbaga, siyempre may mga Pinay din na turista na
Opo.
bumibisita madalas dito. Yung paano yung proseso nila pag pupunta sila dito.
May register po dito sa
May fee po. Magkano po yung binabayad?
40% eh.
40 pesos per head po.
Oo.
Ano po yung mga activity na usual na ginagawa ng mga turista dito? Maliban siyempre, nag-hike po sila.
Adi, umakit lang po ng bundok, nagtitent sila, adi ganun lang, mga picnic, nakain,
Okay.
nagpapalamig.
Meron akong tips na pwedeng ibigay sa mga beginner biker or even sa advanced biker. So if you want to bike hike dito sa Gulugod, Baboy, una, kailangan siyempre tama yung gears na gamit nyo, yung attire nyo. So kung makikita nyo, isang kailangan nating ingatan pa is yung mga baka. Gulugod, Baboy is also known for baka dahil grassland nga siya. Marami nagpapastor ng baka dito. So tara, tingnan natin kung anong meron doon. Itong Gulugod, Baboy, madalas itong dinadayo ng mga biker, trekker. Pero mas famous siya sa mga hiker. Actually, first time ko lang dinala yung bike dito. From the jump off, kung makikita niyo yung time kanina, siguro umabot ako ng mga 1 oras paakyat. Pero depende yun sa category mo, if you're advanced or beginner. Pero pang beginner, siguro mga mahigit 1 oras yon. Actually, to add on sa tip ko kanina, pag sa bike, you have to be careful dun sa road. Kung mapapansin nyo, napaka-narrow nung daan. So pag may kasalubong ka, be careful. Dapat wala tayong headset while biking eh. Napaka-delikado nun. For the trekkers, from the jump off, siguro for the beginner, mga around 1 hour. Pero pag mga advanced na, less than an hour. Pero for the others na ayaw na, gusto lang parang picnic style or just pitch the tent dito, they can bring their car and then park ngayon sa may parking area na available. So, napaka-accessible na itong Gulugod. Kaya talagang sikat siya. Kasi kahit hindi ka naman talaga nag-hike, pwede mo siyang marating. Kung nandito ka sa tuktok ng Gulugod, Baboy, actually maraming view eh. 360 degrees yung view niya. Sa ibang bundok kasi when you reach the top, walang view. Sa other side lang or mga 180 degrees. So from this area, you can see Batangas area. Dun sa kabilang side na yon, geographical point ng Gulugod, very ideal siya para makita mo yung different area. Actually, as an adventurer, I try a lot of sports. Biking for me is less strenuous and then it keeps me fit all the time. Para sa akin, I use climbing and biking. Dito sa Gulugod, isa sa mga distress time ko. So, sabi nga ng iba, bakit ka ba nagbabike? Actually, yun yung pahinga ko. Sa probinsya ng Batangas, we rely heavily on natural resources. But not only for tourism, we also use that for livelihood and sustenance. At the same time, may iba't ibang industry din kami na bibigay ng employment sa mga taga Batangas at karating lalawigan.
Touring around Batangas with my bike, I saw these yellow interconnected pipelines. Akala ko nung una, it was some sort of a drainage system. I found out that it connects all the way to Malampayan Natural Gas Field, malapit sa Palawan Island. Ang sabi nila, this is the first of its kind in the Philippines.
Batangas is the ideal site because, as you know, our only source of local gas is from Palawan. So from the Batangas terminal, our plants are just around 8 kilometers away. So it's easy to connect.
Nakaka-amaze to know that yung bulto ng natural gas capacity of the country is generated here in Batangas, inside the first-gen clean energy complex.
Natural gas is not renewable energy, but it's the cleanest fossil fuel source of energy, and it's a perfect complement for renewable energy. So if our overall objective for the Philippines, for the world actually, is to get to 100% renewable world, then we really can't get there overnight. We need a transition period, and natural gas would be perfect to enable us to get to that ultimate objective.
May 4 na natural gas power plant ang first gen. And of the 4, itong San Gabriel Power Plant ang most efficient natural gas-fired plant in Southeast Asia.
When we think of power plants, lagi natin naiisip yung usok na lumalabas sa mga plantang ito. Pero dito, wala kami yan.
Isa pang proof how clean natural gas can be is sa labas lang ng complex na ito is a very rich ecosystem. Maraming puno, and just beyond that, we have the Verde Island Passage. Isa ito sa most biodiverse sites for marine life in the world, a favorite spot for divers.
We also do a lot of work with the community in terms of environment protection and enhancement. So we have efforts with the community that help preserve the marine life. We're involved in projects like Bantay Dagat.
But today, I'm exploring another island na sigurado ako magugustuhan mo.
This is Fortune Island. It took us an hour to ride a boat from Nasugbu, Batangas to this island. Actually, nagulat ako nung nakita ko yung sand is really fantastic. To compare kung ano yung sand na nasa bayan ng Nasugbu, after an hour, super white na yung makikita mo dito. Tara, samahan nyo kami ng bike ko na explore tong island na to. Dahil nga first time ko dito, kailangan ko ng guide. Buti na lang nandito si Caloreto. Caloreto, kumusta?
Ito, okay lang po, ma'am.
Buti po, may time kayo para samahan ako.
Okay lang.
Kasi magandang isla. Ang ganda po ng isla nyo. Ano po ang mga ginagawa dito ng mga turista na pupunta dito?
Pinapunta sila dito, nag-i-enjoy sila, cliff dive, doon sa cliff dive.
Doon po sa kabilang
Opo,
side.
tapos, yan, selfie-selfie.
Selfie. Oo nga po.
Swimming sila.
Famous
Di
po
yan, sa harapan,
sa
sa harapan
selfie.
yan.
Tapos po sa kabilang side po, mayroon pong ako napansin. Ano po yun? Pwedeng puntahan yung lighthouse doon.
Pwede.
Gano'n po katagal siya lalakadin?
Mga 40 minutes.
Pero napansin po may mga nakatent. Ano po yun? Pwede po mag-overnight dito?
Pwede.
Ang dami
Overnight
po
sila,
na pwedeng
overnight.
gawin dito. Tapos, gano'n po kalaki itong kabuuan ng island?
Ano po, 36 hectare ito eh.
36 hectares. Malaki din po. Kuya Loreto, alam kong busy ka. Salamat sa time mo ha. Mag-iikot-ikot muna po ako dito. Pag may tanong ako, pwede po kayong lapitan.
Sige po, pwede.
Okay. Thank you very much
Sige,
po.
sige po. Salamat, ma'am.
Tao. Okay guys, tapos na yung day trip ko today. Para sa mga gustong bumisita at explore tong island, well, I give you 5 tips. Unang-una, you have to be conscious of your time. Kasi yung time natin, medyo exposed sa araw, di ba? So we have to be early. And then, we have to consider yung waves pagka high tide and low tide na. Second, we have to bring our own food. Dahil walang tindahan dito, no source of water and food. Delikado if you over-explore, so gabihin tayo, magutom tayo. And third, for me, I bring my bike for this trip, but it's a special thing for me. But for you, I don't advise you to bring your bike. If you have bikes, just leave it in the mainland. And fourth, dahil open siya, pansin nyo naman, super init siya, you have to have protection. Sunscreen, cap, or even umbrella. Pwede na rin. And then the last, but not the least, we have to, of course, preserve this beautiful island. Keep it clean. Kung gusto niyo siyang bisitahin, make sure na dadalhin niyo rin yung basura niyo pag aalis na kayo. Don't leave it here. Wala siyang pupuntahan. So, tara na sa next adventure natin. Hindi lang nature adventure sports ang meron tayo dito sa Batangas. Actually, meron din tayo mga man-made adventure. Usually, kinikater siya ng mga resort. Kagaya dito sa Shercon Ecology Park. Very fun seeing all the views here in Batangas, especially Taal Lake. And then if you look around, all the forestry is preserved here in Batangas. So try this one. It's safe and good. Let's go. Nandito tayo ngayon sa Taal Lake, one of the famous destination in Batangas. Actually, there are 8 municipality na nakakasakop sa Taal perimeter. Pero we're specifically in Balete. May mga sports activity na pwedeng magawa dito sa Taal Lake, kagaya ng kayaking, wind sailing, dragon boat, and even jet ski. So yung mga activity na yun, pwedeng yung ma-avail dito. Swimming for fresh water is okay. But for Taal Lake, ina-advise dito mag-swimming. Hindi ganun kaboyan. And dito, medyo madilim yung ilalim ng water, unlike sa iba. Sa ngayon, may tinatry akong bagong adventure. Ito yung dragon boat. So ipapakilala ko sa inyo ang coach ko, Coach Happy.
Hello. Lea. Let's go?
Yes!
Let's go.
Let's go! So, Coach Happy, pwede bigyan niyo ako ng background kung kailan kayo nag-start mag-dragon boat?
Okay, I started around 25 years ago. I was one of the first to ever played dragon boat here in the Philippines.
Wow! So, sa palagay niyo po ba, what's the advantage of training here in Taal Lake in compare with other dragon boat training ground in the Philippines?
Like what I've said din na dati, palagi ko sinasabi, the lake water is heavier kasi hindi siya buoyant, no? So the players or the paddlers that train in freshwater are somewhat like much stronger than those who train in salt water.
So do you advise for this for men, women, or do you have age category for this?
No, dragon boat has no age category as long as you're willing to play the sport and you're healthy enough to endure the pain.
What do you expect to gain from dragon boat?
More than the physical side of it, ang magigain mo dito is camaraderie. Because at one point, 20 kaagad yung kaibigan mo, di ba? Kasi ang dami niya kaagad. So after the camaraderie, you get the physical side of it. And may mention ko lang that Filipinos are world-class paddlers. We are world-class. We still hold the record of the fastest in 200 meters. We are sprinters.
So we're lucky to have this dragon boat here available here in your place sa Taal Lake.
I want to share the sport to the locals and of course to the visitors that want to try the sport.
Sabi nila, ang Batangas daw ang lalawigan ng magigiting. Kung titingnan natin, lahat ng ginagawa ko around my province, alay, isa nga akong proud Batanggenya.
I'm Lea Latayan and this is my Batangas.
I'm Chef John Melchor and let me take you to a food trip like no other here in my Pampanga.